It's the most wonderful time of the year, and you've got to make these classic Danish butter cookies, especially because the twist that we're adding will add such a punch of flavor that you did not know you needed. You definitely want to watch this all the way till the end. It's crisp, light, intensely buttery, and you are going to struggle to stop at just one. So let's get cracking straight away. The secret to making these intensely flavorful butter cookies is, that's right, we are going to be making brown butter. There's just something so magical about swapping plain butter with some beautiful, glorious brown butter that really adds such an intense depth of flavor to your Danish butter cookies without actually having to add any additional ingredient to it. Just taking 5 to 10 extra minutes to do this step is truly going to transform your Danish butter cookies. Don't take my word for it. Make this at home and you will find yourself just unable to stop eating these cookies. They're so amazing, and they're also so perfect for gift giving this Christmas season. And as you're cooking the butter, you'll start to see that the milk solids start to caramelize and come up to the surface. Make sure that you are cooking this on a low heat, and as soon as you see that, swirl the pan around and take it off the heat. Don't overcook it because it can go from brown to burnt within seconds. You will then transfer this to another container, but I do want to weigh about 190 grams of this brown butter, and I also want to make sure that I'm scraping the bottom and getting all of those beautiful caramelized milk solids. Now I am not going to be using this straight away. This needs to go into the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes. I need it to solidify so that we can whip it up, but it doesn't need to be cold, it needs to be at room temperature. Now when we were browning our butter, a little bit of the water content does get evaporated, and so I'm using one full egg and then I'm replacing that lost water content by adding an extra egg white, and then I am also going to add in some vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste that I've used here and give it a good whisk to break apart the eggs and combine them. Now I'll keep this aside, and in this time my brown butter has solidified and it is at room temperature, just the surface that is hardened, but underneath it's really well and soft, and you let this sit at room temperature for 5 minutes or so. You do want those beautiful caramelized milk solid bits. You're going to take all of this and add it into the bowl of your stand mixer, or if you're using electric beaters you can just use a normal mixing bowl. And then you are going to sift in your icing sugar or confectioner's sugar. I would highly recommend sifting it because it does tend to get lumpy, so you want a nice smooth icing sugar in there. So now we will start mixing our brown butter, which is at room temperature, solidified butter at room temperature, and also some icing sugar that we've sifted in. We'll start mixing this first on a low speed because you don't want the icing sugar flying all over the place, and then you will keep using your spatula to get the icing sugar into the bowl in the center where all the action is happening, and then you'll crank up the speed of the stand mixer, which has a paddle attachment attached, and on a medium high speed. So on speed 8 of my stand mixer, which has a range of 1 to 10, I will mix this on a medium high speed for about 8 minutes, but I won't go for 8 minutes at a stretch. I'll stop my stand mixer, or if you're using electric beaters, you'll stop your electric beaters, and after 4 minutes you will scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl. So halfway through the mixing process, you'll stop what you're doing, you'll scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl, you'll plop the paddle attachment back down, and then go back on a medium high speed, that is speed 8 of the stand mixer, and keep mixing this for a further 4-minute mark. So after about 8 minutes of mixing this on a medium high speed, you'll turn the speed down to low, so around speed 3 or 4, and you'll start adding the egg mix that we prepared, which also has the vanilla bean paste or the vanilla extract, whichever you'd prefer to use. You'll add it a little at a time. Already you can see that the brown butter and icing sugar has whipped so beautifully and incorporated such an amazing amount of air, volume and lightness. Now you'll start adding the eggs a little at a time. You don't want to add everything in one go. You'll add a little, wait till it's well incorporated into this whipped brown butter and icing sugar mix, and then keep adding more until everything has been used up. Only then will you stop your stand mixer or your electric beaters and then scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl, because you want all of these ingredients to be combined well, especially the eggs. So once you've done that, you'll crank the speed back up to medium high and mix this for about 2 minutes. And then it's time for us to add our all-purpose flour in. And once you've added the all-purpose flour or plain flour in, you will only mix this on the lowest speed setting just until the cookie dough comes together. You absolutely do not want to overmix this and develop the gluten. That would be really bad for the texture of the cookies. So don't overmix it, just on a low speed until it looks like this. That is, it has come together really well. Then you'll transfer it to your piping bag, which has been fit with a nozzle of your choice. I'm using a Wilton 6B. And then I am going to make these little circles on my baking tray that's lined with parchment paper. I have used a template with my pencil and then inverted the parchment paper so I can have a little guideline and ensure that all my cookies are the same size. Now you're not going to bake these straight away. These need to chill in the refrigerator for at least 1 hour. So pop this in the refrigerator for at least 1 hour. You can also pop this for an entire day. And then you'll bake it in a preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius for about 14 to 15 minutes. You'll turn the tray halfway through and then your cookies are ready. They'll have a slightly golden brown color on the edges, but the cookies themselves will not have a very deep color. They look absolutely amazing. Then you're going to let them cool down completely on the wire rack. And once they've cooled, we are ready to transfer them to our gift boxes and celebrate with our friends and family with these intensely flavorful and brown buttery Danish butter cookies, which not only taste absolutely incredible, but they also look so adorable. And you've seen just how easy it is to prepare them. I hope you give these festive cookies a go. And in addition to these incredibly delicious Danish butter cookies, I would also recommend that you make these cream cheese shortbread cookies. They are so easy and you are not going to believe the flavor punch that the cream cheese adds. So watch this video next because it is going to be absolutely game-changing.